Well, Lilith, it's always great to see you, and thank you so much for having me on. First of all, it was great to see the secretary in India. I think it's so important that uh, everyone visit India. As you know, my love for India, certainly my love for the prime minister and the Indian people at large. I thought it was great to see the secretary in India. I think this was his first time visiting the country, so it was good for he and Jeanette, his wife, to have some exposure to this beautiful country, this beautiful land, and the beautiful people. I was glad to see that they had time to get around and see various parts of India, not just Delhi, which of course is certainly where India's government is housed, but they were able to get out and see a multitude of places and really experience the Indian culture, which I thought was very important, certainly for the secretary's first trip and for his future. Honestly, I think anybody that is considering to run for the presidential election in 2028, of course, the secretary is already rumored to be in that lineup. Not sure if he has said yes or no yet, but I certainly hope that he does decide to run in 2028. And it's good that he had his own experience and footing in India. I thought the prime minister certainly was very gracious, being that, a lot of times prime ministers don't meet outside of their own counterpart, that being the president of the United States or another head of state. But I thought he was very gracious to meet with the secretary during his visit, as was the external minister, and the leadership of India were very kind. India is a kind people, and the government is certainly, they're very kind people, and certainly how they hosted the secretary. Whether the trip was of any success as it relates to repairing the relationship between the United States and India, to be honest, I'll just be very frank, as I always am. No, I don't think the trip did anything to repair the relationship between the United States and India. I think there's just been been too much time that has gone by between certainly the initial hostility that the Trump administration began to show towards India. That started back with the tariff disagreement and the tariff situation to date. And to be very honest, the Trump administration has not made any genuine steps to repair the relationship in that regard. And so I don't feel, and a lot of people do not feel, that the secretary's presence in India was of any success in trying to repair that relationship. So, on a personal note for the secretary, I think it's great. He got to see India himself. He got to experience the culture and the beautiful people of India, and certainly he has a better understanding, although the secretary's had such a long tenure in Washington, D.C., serving in the Senate. So he already has an understanding personally of the importance of India as it relates to the geopolitical map. But I think this was wonderful that he got to experience himself the wonderful country and the wonderful people. And he was certainly hosted and treated so kindly by the Indian government. That's a great question. I think it's going to take the next election cycle, if I were to be honest. Of course, every country, every head of state knows our election cycle and season just as well as we do. And so Prime Minister Modi and leaders all across the world are certainly watching what is going to occur in November. And I believe a lot of heads of state will take their cues on what's the next phase of a relationship with the United States from that decision. And that's not anything new. The world always watches our election seasons, our midterm, our presidential election season. So to answer your question, yes, of course, the United States understands that India is our most important democratic partner. And so repairing the relationship or finding means to strengthen the relationship again will always be at the forefront, or should always be at the forefront of any presidential candidate, or any candidate, to be honest, that has a desire to govern in Washington, D.C. And so I believe, yes, that time will come. When that time comes will be after November. I don't believe that there's anything really constructive that this administration can do that will be received as believable, to be honest. I'm sure that the Trump administration has desires or could come up with all kinds of ideas or ways. I certainly applaud Sergio, the U.S. ambassador currently to India. And I think he's doing a great job with the capacity that he's been given. But at the end of the day, the messages that are now coming out of Washington, D.C., as it relates to the United States and India, depicting this love affair, depicting this relationship that is, the best that it's ever been, is just false. And I don't believe that the United States under this administration has time to really repair what has been done. It's my hope that whoever is considering to run in 2028, and that's on both sides of the aisle, that they are strongly thinking about their own steps towards building and repairing the relationship between the United States and India. And as long as Prime Minister Modi is in leadership, which he will be for quite some time, the relationship from India's standpoint will always have the United States as a priority. And that's just because there certainly is an understanding from the Prime Minister and the Indian government on how important our relationship is. And so, that's my honest opinion, to be honest. I think one of the biggest influences on the president that shifted his perspective on India, honestly, was just bad counsel. The president and Trump 1.0 had great advisors. He had a different maturity of a team in the first administration that certainly helped him to understand demographics in the world that were non-negotiables as it relates to a relationship with the United States. And then when the president met Prime Minister Modi himself, of course, we all remember Howdy Modi when the Prime Minister came to the United States. I think it was in Texas where they had this Howdy Modi rally. And we saw this beautiful imagery of the love affair between the United States and India and the Prime Minister and President Trump. And it was genuine and it was beautiful. The president also had the right people around him at that time who were advising him on what was necessary to keep a healthy relationship with India. This administration 2.0, just to be very honest, has not had the right people. And the president had the wrong people on the tariff policy as it relates to India. He had the wrong people, the wrong personalities. Those persons had a very aggressive and to be honest, a very a lack of an understanding of our relationship, and so they mishandled India, and they certainly mishandled critical moments to advise the president on the best direction as it related to the tariff policy, and certainly as it relates to everything else that we're discussing now towards the Indian American community. And just to be very frank, he had the wrong people in overall on the tone of how we embrace diversity. If I were to be very honest, I've been very, very disappointed, very disturbed by the way this administration has spoken so negatively about the Indian American community, borderline said things that are just, blatant racist, if I were to be very honest. And that is, that's been what is most disturbing about the direction of this if of 2.0 compared to 1.0. It's like night and day. It's like oil and water. The differences between how 1.0 approached India compared to 2.0. And again, I think it's bad counsel. I think it's the wrong people around him, and that damage has now absolutely been done. Like I said when you asked earlier, I don't feel that there's anything that this administration can do that will be received as genuine to India or the Indian people in the United States, that the president or the administration is now, taking a different tone. And so many of us know not only the importance of the U.S.-India relationship, but what a beautiful culture, beautiful people the Indian people are. I have had that great, and I'm humbled by that, the great pleasure to call the Indian people in the United States, the Indian American community, and certainly now 1.5 billion people in India, my family. And anytime anybody speaks about your family in a way that is not truthful and even more so hurtful, certainly it was, I didn't like it, and I still don't like it. And so if I were to say anything to the president and the administration now, it's my hope that you use the time that you have left in office to genuinely repair the relationship with India. And that starts with an apology. That starts with an apology to the prime minister. It starts with an apology to the Indian people. And certainly, Lilith, I understand the policies that are being discussed right now, that when it comes to the H-1B, the visas, the conversations about immigration, the conversations about, protecting our borders. I know how that certainly affects all communities, certainly inclusive of the Indian American community. But there's a way that you talk about policy. There's a way that you talk about these specific policies with a sense of humanity. That is absolutely who we are as Americans. And this administration should take its cues from the Statue of Liberty, to be honest. What does the Statue of Liberty represent as it relates to, welcoming people into our country, being that we are a land of immigrants? What does the Statue of Liberty say as it pertains to how we are to celebrate and embrace diversity? What does the Statue of Liberty say in the context of protecting our borders, but valuing those who get to experience the American dream? That's where the administration has gone wrong. And it's my hope that as we approach a new cycle in 2028, that we have candidates pursuing the Oval Office that have the sentiment of the Statue of Liberty, that have the sentiment of celebrating diversity, as well as protecting our borders, that celebrate people coming from all over the world to be a part of the American culture, to experience the American dream, and for us to learn about the beauty of other cultures and other lands. That's who we are as Americans, Lilith. We've gotten away from that, and it's my hope that we get back to that in the next presidential cycle. Thank you so much.